Wake me up when September starts. Gotchard is boring. I cannot wait for Gov to start. Wake me up when it's September 1st. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rider Time podcast here on the Morphin Network. I'm Mike, going all vintage just in time for Power Morphicon, August 23rd to the 25th at the Pasadena Convention Center. That's right, 2 more days for the convention. I'm excited. And for those of you who have the day zero tickets, yes, it's tomorrow. It's the time of this recording. I hope those of you who got the trip to the House of the Book, I hope you have fun there. I wish I could go there, so I could make references to Power Rangers, Chuck, Tenacious D, etc. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But we are right here to talk about something else. We are here to talk about the penultimate episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 49, Metal Warrior, the Silver Valvarad. And compared to the previous episode, it's not as good. I think if they just changed the order of certain things that happen in the episode, it wouldn't bother me as much because, certain things would have worked better. And the thing is, let's be honest, we all called it. Lachesis would die. Valvarad is going to get a new form. He's going to use it to destroy Gigas. It's just that the order in which all those 3 things happened was not in the order that we expected to happen. And honestly, I'd rather it happen in the order in which I described last week. Because at that point, killing Lachesis is kind of pointless after, the main character's story arc is complete. You know what? I'm going to Jim Cornette this once we get to it. Okay, so stick around for that. Stick around for that. I'm going to fix this. Once we get into it. Okay, so the episode starts. So first of all, we already know that Atropos is gone. She's based on Rene. Rene's got a new form, which is great. So another amalgam created by Galea, which happens to be left over for some reason, shows up. They defeated quickly. A bunch of people are noticeably angry. And then the little girl from the X-Rex episode and her dad show up to vouch for our heroes, as well do Kajiki and his girlfriend. It's great that, these old characters that we've seen in the past are actually showing up to help out. That's great. It just doesn't feel like it really matters much because people are so easily swayed. You just take one random blonde dude to say, what are you talking about? These people are the reason these chemis are attacking. We need to get them. Yeah, we need to get them. And also, Pepsi's better than Cola. Yeah, Pepsi's way better. Actually, Coke is better than Pepsi. Yeah, Coke is way better than Pepsi. Also, so it's too hot in here. Yeah, turn on the air conditioning. And now it's too cold. Yeah, turn up the heat. Seriously, people are stupid. Generally speaking, when people become a mob, they're easily swayed doing anything you tell them to believe. And unfortunately, that's something that's going on in this episode. I have to say, what's really disappointing about these last few episodes and leading up to this final episode is there's usually some kind of build-up, a real build-up to the final battle, to the final episode. It happened in Geats. We were taking down Baraba and Kekara. Then it's there's an actual doomsday clock going on. In Revice, okay, the last 4 episodes are basically filler, but even in the last 2 episodes, it's hey, Icky's dying because he's losing his memories, so we need to give him his memories back, but they're tied to Vice. In Saber, we had that whole climbing up the tower thing going on, the Elite Four. That's totally cool. what's it called? 01. Like, we had a civil war. We had a whole race war going on in 01. It was really well done. Episode 44, like they were ready to go full George Floyd on that episode. So there's always like supposed to be some kind of really good bit of pacing that leads up to the final episode. Here it's like this feels like a one-off episode. And to a certain degree, even this episode would have been better if it just switched places with episode 48. Because it's like, yeah, 2 episodes focusing on just Valvarad, that just a one-off focusing on Rene, and then we're back to a one-off focusing on Spanner. Like, what is up with that? Why not just do a 3-parter on Spanner and then a 1-parter on Rene? But of course, that would also not make sense because, again, you got to kill the sisters off in order. So you got Atropos, then Lachesis, then Clotho. We were expecting it to be Clotho, then Lachesis, then Atropos, and maybe, potentially, Atropos could be the final villain. And also, like, how fun would that be? Like, the final villain is played by a little girl. But I digress. But, it's fine as long as Lachesis dies second. But like, given with only 1 episode left, it's like, what are we gonna do with Clotho? What are we gonna do with Clotho? Like, she has no character left to develop. It's like, what? Is she gonna be like, oh, I feel lost without my sisters. Now I'm going to live as a human on their behalf. But it's like, we don't know anything about Clotho. See, like, Atropos, at least we had a decent amount of developing, saying, hey, I want to make friends. Lachesis, I want to find love, or I want to find humanity. But like, what are Clotho's goals? What would she want? What like I know she says she wants her sisters, but okay, but like, you had your sisters before, and the thing is, if you just babyface turn like just before the 100 showed up, yes, I remember the 100. They're such unnecessary villains this season, but at least I remember they existed. Like, if Clotho joined the good guys, she would have Lachesis back. They would just have to sway Atropos to join the good guys, which wouldn't be as difficult if Clotho was a good guy. Let's be honest. So yeah, the main plot of the episode is the Valvarad driver is busted. It's like, oh, the Valvarad driver is based on Hotaro's power, but I gotta find my own power. I need to harness the power of the dark flames. So a fight ensues with Gigist, and of course, like, he goes back to his original Valvarad costume, which honestly I like better than Kamen Rider Valvarad's costume design. Both costumes feel like a hot mess, like not very special looking, but at least with the original Valvarad, it ironically had better aesthetic. It was more distinguishable. I like how, like, it was more noticeable that there was like this monkey wrench, well, not a monkey wrench, but a wrench as part of his face. And I love the contrast with the purple on top and white at the bottom. Like sometimes color contrast is important. If you make the whole thing just one massive splash of rouge, it's like totally pointless. It's like you can't really like appreciate the intricate details of the costume. See, this is why I like Majade's costume designs, because it uses a balance of white with navy with orange decals. The orange complements the navy really well, actually. And yeah, the white, orange, navy combination, it has a really nice aesthetic to it. And when you switch to the Moon Cerberus form, not a fan of the Chun-Li buns, but at least But at least now you have cyan instead of orange, which is now more monochromatic-ish. But it's still distinguishable. Now it's more like a cheap house style outfit. And even the Twilight costume, it's like not a fan of like those wrist sashes things. But like I do like that they added like black and gold on top of the original white, orange, navy. And you have this beautiful gradient of magenta going down to cyan. Like there are aesthetic choices that actually work, but here it's like for Kamen Rider Valvarad, it just didn't. But that's why, like, I'm glad he went back to like the original non-Kamen Rider Valvarad because yeah, as far as colors go, it had a better aesthetic design. It's more distinguishable. It's more recognizable. Like when I see Kamen Rider Valvarad in his base form, like all I'm seeing is a humanoid purple gradient. I barely see any actual details other than like, oh, we generally have that engine thing from the ignition form, but that's pretty much it. It's boring. It's a boring costume design. So yeah, no, like he gets soundly defeated by Gigas, and as what's her name, as Lachesis and Spanner are having a conversation. It's like, oh, you're turning more and more human. Why don't you live your life as a human? Well, what are your dreams as a human? Well, my dream is a secret. And we all know what that secret is. Come on, guys. Seriously. I know they're building up to like something really tragic to happen. We predicted this before, but it's like, come on. Like the way you're executing is just not the best way to execute it. So... also, quick aside, yeah, there's a scene where Hotaru goes back to his house to make sure his mom is okay, but what's his name? Grayon is there. See, like I know these characters. I've been talking, more accurately complaining about these characters all year, but like I'm just so tired of the season. My brain doesn't even want to process these characters' names. But yeah, Grayon is at the shop. He's like, someone close to you is about to perish. It's like, Mom, what did you do to my mom? Oh, your mom's fine. Your mom's fine. Let me talk to you. Did you know that only shooting stars break the mold because all that glitters is gold? I'm an all-star and a rock star. Now, could you spare some change for gas? I've got to get away from this place. I'm going to El Dorado. And it's like none of that makes any sense. None of that makes a lick of sense. But then the mom shows up. It's like, hello, Hotaru, why are you getting angry at a customer? Oh, don't worry, ma'am. He was actually helping me out. I'm actually gonna leave. I'm like, God damn this guy. God damn this guy. And as he happens to be in the bento shop, I'm still left wondering what the hell happened to Hotaru's dad. They keep hinting about him, and like he's never shown up. What is up with... Oh man, I'm so tired of the season. I am so damn tired of this season. I'm practically done. But anyway, so Spanner has one final confrontation against Gigas, and like he's about to be enveloped by black flames, but he's like, I'm carrying my parents' dreams. I'm carrying my friends' dreams. I am not alone in this. I carry on their will to carry on. Show on with the show. And then, so his black flames turn silver. What? Silver flames? Yes. He now has the power of light. Sorta, kinda. It didn't explain it very well in the show. But basically, he gets a new driver. Mad Wheel and Dio get a new form where they're all silvery. And when he transforms, like he has like a full silver outfit. I have to say, all things considered, I like this better than his base form. I still like this better than his base form. His base form is just that bad. Where like even just like pure silver with like one tiny purple patch on his eye is still better than just all purple everywhere all at once. So what does this form do? It does literally nothing. It has like all it does is add. Now he has like 2 wrench swords instead of 1 because he's using his own and Lakisis's. And like he's got the flames on his back just like Ignition does. And like it doesn't really, other than the fact that it has like, oh, this little targeted thing on his like a visor, it's like it doesn't really do anything. Maybe it augments his physical strength, but like it doesn't do anything special. Like even like freaking even Majay, like she can do like mind shuffle from Yu-Gi-Oh. Nijigon, like he could create clones of Gotchard's other forms. Like those are some like legit unique things that they can do in those forms. But this is like, oh, he's got 2 swords. Oh, the mighty Kirito, the dual wielding champion. Never before have we seen a man hold more than 1 sword at the same time. And he's got so many swords, I can't even count them. 2, Tom. He's got 2. He's got 2 swords. And yeah, he defeats Gigas like he's wet tissue paper. It's like I bequeath to you my rights. You are the new master of alchemy, which doesn't make sense. He never even brought this up. Like, what are these? I feel like there's a lot of stuff that like should have been added that wasn't added in. So they just rushed through some of these things. I'm just tired of this. Let's just bring this to an end. Let's just bring this to an end. Oh, and far away, Grayon's got new cards that look kind of similar to Nijigon called El Doragon. And then we see El Doragon flying in the area, and it's like, oh, Black Nijigon. Why is there Black Nijigon? And it takes the Philosopher's Stone fragment that Gigas had. And by the way, wasn't Gigas supposed to have 2 of them because he took Galea's? Like, what's going on there? But of course they try to corner it, and like he's sketching it. She's like, "Yeah, I got it." Yeah, it's not even clear when or how it happened. There's just a beam of red light that just pierced through her. You can't even tell if it was El Doragon or Gigas, but now Gigas has all 3 Hades fragments. And okay, let's talk about El Doragon's design. Yes, it's a remold of Nijigon. Now I know some of you are thinking it's like, what a dumb name, El Doragon. Actually, the name is actually not as bad as it seems on the surface. Now, I can't find any wiki articles on that Kemi specifically. I can't find it, so I can't confirm anything specifically. But this is me speculating. El Doragon. So, and it's Dorogon, if I'm not mistaken, unless I could find a good image of the card itself to prove otherwise. Here's what I'm thinking is happening. El Doragon. Okay, so first of all, let's get the easy way out of the way. It's based on the word El Dorado, the Spanish folklore city of gold. But it's also the title. It's also the title of one of the greatest DreamWorks films of all time, Road to El Dorado. Fantastic animated film, by the way. Okay, but let's break down the like the specific name, Dorogon. Okay, you're thinking, oh, El Dragon. Are we ripping off Beyblade? No. Here's what's happening. Okay. Okay, so check this out. Nijigon combines the word Niji, which means rainbow, and gon, which is the suffix for dragon. Nijigon, rainbow dragon. Okay, now follow me. So Dorogon also has gon, which means dragon. So what does Doro mean? It's Italian for gold. Gold dragon. Gold dragon. El Doro Gon. Like Il Vento Doro. The Golden Wind. Doro. It's D, although it would have worked better if it was D apostrophe ORO, because oro is like the base word, Doro. And even in Spanish, oro is the Spanish word for gold. So like Spanish got it from Italy, Italy got it from Latin. You know how the root word works. But yeah, so I actually like the name. It sounds confusing when you say it phonetically because it's just El Doragon. But the thing is, when you look at the morphology, the name makes more sense. I actually appreciate that. But what I don't appreciate is the way they killed off Lachesis. So let's get right. Okay, so right before I do the thing, everyone rushes to a giant gold Rubik's Cube in the sky, and they find out that, Grayon has all 3 Philosopher's Stone fragments, and he has a new driver, which has his Rubik's Cube as part of it. The belt design is really dumb. Like, I really hate the design of this belt. As for and he transforms into Kamen Rider El Dorado. Yeah. Kamen Rider Dorado. I had to say Kamen Rider Dorado has a very interesting design. In the summer film, which I did not watch, he has a more of a crimson design, but here in the TV show, they actually changed the design quite a decent amount. For the main part, the armor is completely gold with like red decals. The helmet look still has the same mold from what I can tell, but the chest definitely has a different motif to it. Honestly, I'm looking at a picture of the movie version, and I have to say, I like the movie version a lot better. And what's really interesting is that it actually kind of reminds me of the Garo anime, because there are mainly 2 Makai Knights. There's Garo, the Golden Knight, and then there's Gaia, the Crimson Knight. And I have to say, the movie version of Kamen Rider Dorado actually kind of reminds me of Gaia from the Garo anime. But yeah, because I do like the sleekness of the movie design, but for the TV design, there's this giant gold chest piece that feels way too front heavy. Yeah, and then he pulls a curtain, revealing that Minato is slowly turning into a gold statue, kind of like a shard binder, except gold instead of crimson. And that's where we end the episode. Okay. Now here's the part you guys have been waiting for. Here's the part that y'all have been waiting for. Hold on. Where'd the thing go? Here it is. Yeah, that's right. It's Jim Cornette alert time. We haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna do it. Okay, let's get right into it. Jim Cornette time. And I only have one thing that's worth fixing for this episode, and that is Lachesis' death. Here's how she should have. She should have died before he transforms. And they could have even done it like this. It's like they could have, maybe there's a brief fight. Maybe Gigas somehow loses his Philosopher's Stone, but he's still alive. Eldoragon shows up. Everyone's chasing after it. Lachesis catches it, but then Gigas kills her so that he could get his Philosopher's Stone back. That's it. She can still do the happy celebration jump, but then gets killed off. And then Spanner holds her in her arms. Then she reveals, I've always wanted to find love. Go on a date. And then Spanner goes into a blinding rage, black flames everywhere. She disintegrates, and of course, like he has to like a single teardrop, remembering all the times they had together, which is mostly antagonistic, let's be honest. It's like, she was so close to being human. No, she was human. Everything was taken from me. My parents, my love, my anger, all of my sorrow. And then Black Flames turns silver. He transforms, defeats Gigas, but then Gigas's thing gets taken away by Grayon. But then after he defeats Gigas, like you could have like a scene where Spanner's like holding like little ashes of what's left of Lachesis, kind of like if she was killed by an orphanok or whatever, and like as he's like looking down at the ashes, he could be having a fantasy where the two of them go on a date together as two humans in love with each other, and then maybe he might even like acknowledge that I've wasted my time with her, fighting her, when she was there by my side this whole time. Of course, I call bogus on this because she spent more time with Minato than anyone else, but it's whatever. But the thing is, I think my version's just better. It's more dramatic. It gives more weight to her death, and it doesn't feel as out of left field because you don't even need, because like by that point, you don't even need to kill her off if like you already defeated Gigas. Heck, you could have at least like have Grayon attack Spanner and she would take the hit for him. That could have also worked. But yeah, the way she died here is just out of left field. And what didn't help is that because he transformed into his new form before she died, it kind of means like her death won't have any kind of impact on his personal growth. So at least in my version, at least he would be developing as a character ever so slightly because he has to recognize that he took Lachesis for granted, but now he has to move forward. See how things work out for the better if you just took a little time to just think over your story structure just for 5 freaking minutes. This episode is an 8. There's nothing impressive about this episode. I honestly, compared to the previous episode, it didn't really bring much to the table. And again, as much as I do like the design of Valvarad's new form, he doesn't really do much with it. Not as much as Nijigon or Twilight. Feels wasteful. And again, they could have switched the order of some of these episodes, give things more time to cook. Or they could have just restructured things altogether in a way that would have made more sense. But here we are, here we go. This is what we do. All right, let's get to the comments. 8 out of 10. 1 episode to go. Oh boy, I knew this was gonna happen for Lachesis. Don't think she'll return to Spanish VC next, but not revive. I think she might show up in some capacity, but I think if anything, if they don't do it in the epilogue of the final episode, they're probably gonna do that in the VC next. I'm pretty sure Spanner is gonna find the human that Lachesis was based on, and then just start dating her instead. I mean, like they pulled something like that in Kamen Rider Builds VC next, and the less they say about that, the better. But let's be honest, that's how it's gonna play out. I am Iron Rad, lol. Hold on, let me try that. I am Iron Rad. Okay, Clotho's next on the bye-bye list. I know, but it's like, but my issue here is like, how? How and why? They're like, her death will be as pointless as Uva's death in Kamen Rider O's. And let me tell you, compared to the other Greed from O's, Uva died like a punk. And it's such a shame too, because he looked like a Patar fusion of Malcolm from 4S and Jason David Frank. May he rest in peace. But like, I don't know what they're gonna do with Cloth though. And then she's like started collecting the powers of like the other Hades kings, but like, what did she gain from that in the end? I'm sorry, but I think Dorado is a better suit than Eldo. I mean, they reused the X-Rex chest. Yeah. If you're talking, okay, so like if by Dorado you mean the red suit and Eldo as in the gold suit, then yes, okay, because like I don't know the names of these two suits completely. I'm just gonna go with the Gaia suit and the Garo suit, and I have to agree with you if you're saying that the Gaia suit is better. Because yeah, I mean they could have just taken the Gaia suit and just repainted it gold. Let's be honest. Let's see. Oh, Melanie Elrod says hi. Hello, Melanie. How are you? I see you have Happy Thanksgiving on your thing. Well, it's not Thanksgiving yet. At least wait for Halloween to happen. Oh yeah. Hotaro's not Hotaro's not girlfriend is back. Oh, was that her? Was that her? I thought it was the girl from the dinosaur thing. I wish that influencer gets a karma. Yeah. Oh, that's who the blonde dude is. Yeah, I don't like him either. It's a good episode, but people are really upset about her death. Okay, so I want to go back to this guy because I'm left with a question. Who the hell is that VTuber we saw in that one episode? We never see that VTuber again. We don't even know if that blonde dude is that VTuber. Who the heck is the VTuber? See, some characters here are so forgettable that I must completely forget that they appeared like 4-5 episodes ago. Okay, a good episode, but people are really upset. Yeah, we just read this one. I think the Spanner Visa next, he might meet Lakeisha's human mom. Exactly. Assuming he doesn't meet her in the epilogue. Glad to see the OG Valvarad. Exactly. I liked it better than Kamen Rider Valvarad. Meet LL Dragon, a dark version of Nijigon. Yeah, I know. But it's got the whole like horns. Well, actually didn't do anything bad to your mom. At least he leaves nicely. Yeah, you'd think. You'd think. Don't worry, we might see Hotaro's dad in the finale, but I smell a big surprise coming. I feel like it's too late for any big surprises because they're not like it's one episode. It's one episode. Like we already discussed Fize's final episode. Her death is just like from the summer movie, except it's shot in the back. Don't spoil anything from the summer film. Well, here's the thing. He did say one of your friends is going to die. He didn't say which ones. Otaro just assumed it was his mom. I'm gonna be. Anthony says I'm gonna be honest. I never shipped Lakeisha with Spanner, anyways. So her looking for love and it turning out to be Spanner didn't do anything for me. I agree with that because if anything, it would have made more sense if it was with Minato because they had that scene together around the 20s. But you know, if they just developed Spanner versus Lakeisha a lot more, it would have been better. It would have been better. And again, like if she died before he became Silver Valvarad, that would have also been a huge improvement because you know there would have been more weight to his transformation, and there would have been more weight to her death. Her death had consequences not only for the villain but also for the hero. Just saying. And that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified of our latest videos. And be sure to share our videos because it helps us out with the algorithms. Typically, we do Ultraman Arc on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gotchard on Wednesdays, Bakugan Sentai Boom Boom Draw on Thursdays, and Kamen Rider Fies on Sundays. But these next 2 weeks are going to be a little weird because of various things going on, most notably Power Morphicon. So there was no Ultraman Arc this week because it's one of those recap specials this week, which gave us the opportunity to do this week's Kamen Rider Fies ahead of time, which means we are now done with all 50 episodes of Kamen Rider Fies. All that's left is to just do the 2 movies and the Murder Case TTFC special, and we're done. We're done. Just 2 more videos for Fies. And yeah, then we spin the magic wheel, spin the magic wheel, spin the magic wheel, to find out what our next season is going to be after Fies. Obviously, next week is Gotchard's final episode. If you're at Morphicon, make sure that when you watch the episode Saturday evening, you don't spoil it to anyone on Sunday because not everyone will have seen the episode like Saturday night. So please keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, everyone, But we will discuss the episode the following Wednesday, which is the 28th. Oh, exactly on Power Rangers Day. Wouldn't you know it? And yeah, Boom Boomger schedule is what it always is. So, it is what it is. Oh, but on the week of September 2nd, we'll be doing Ultraman on Tuesday instead of Monday. So keep that in mind. Because check out our sister channel, The Battery Show, where we do various movie reviews, video game news, etc. We've done the Crow films, we've done the Shrek films, the Naked Gun films, we've done Wolverine and Deadpool, we've done some 90s movies you might not be too familiar with. And the first movie in the month of September, we're going to do 6 movies in total. The first movie we're doing will be on Monday, September 2nd, which is why we're switching those 2 things. Definitely check out that channel. If you want to follow my personal content, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in person at Power Morphicon. Just 2 more days. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, have a good rest of your week. Goodbye.